tits. Hey everybody, my name is Digidust39. Welcome back to another UnOrdinary. Now, today, we're probably going to be going through John's backstory once more. However, I'm willing to bet that it is basically the ending of that. Specifically, the part where Cecile, or what? No, the part where Claire decides to take matters into her own hands and, you know, basically mug John. And granted, some of it he's justified, some of it he's not. In terms of what we know the massacre before going into this chapter, John, he was told to go out into a field and she had an entire class of students try to mug him to put him back in his place. And that didn't quite work out, now did it? All it got was John arrested. But, honestly though, it seems like we're going to get more, at least, maybe after this chapter we'll see, you know, if Eisen gets his ass in a grave, pretty much. Put the coffin dance. Gosh, if anything, it makes me kind of want to try and draw me and the other Jokers trying to, with like a coffin on her fucking shoulders, just doing the jig. Granted, of course, Fox is taller than anybody else. Him and Julio, so me on the opposite corner would just be dying, if anything. But other than that, I don't think I have any other words to say before we get into the chapter, so let's just dive right in. What a great panel to start off with. Claire immediately panicking. Not another one. Stop it. I don't want to see them anymore. Stop showing me. Well, that's fucking grand now, isn't it? I stopped telling John about my visions, but by that point, it no longer made a difference. So guess what? I went to Turf Wars yesterday, and while I was watching the others fight, I was able to sense everyone's aura at once. Plus, I didn't have my ability active or need to focus on anyone. I wonder what this means. Maybe I'm leveling up? Hello? Huh? You're not ignoring me, are you? You better be listening. Wow, John, you became a dick. You really do partially deserve to get your ass beat by a bunch of your classmates, even though it didn't work. But still. Yeah, so anyway. So I was thinking, if I can sense more than one ability at a time, maybe I can copy more than one too. What's your take? Could be right. So he was so in tune with his own ability, he could innovate on his own. Hey guys. You want to come watch me at Turf Wars? I picked up some new tricks I want you to see. I thought Turf Wars was only for royals. Yeah, isn't it against the rules? Psh. Oh, come on, what rules? I'm the king of New Boston! I do whatever I want! We thought it'd be pretty cool to witness a Turf War match. But it all turned out to be a ploy. John used us as substitutes for Queen and Jack. John, are you fucking mental? Claire's only... Isn't Claire only like Isn't Claire only like mid-tier at best? I'm sorry, what? It's like you're asking for your friendships to be ruined at this point. I mean, yeah, I'm guessing that it's going to be for the sake of using their powers if he can and will be able to. But even fucking then! Without the other royals present, there was no pressure on him to share these matches with them. That's pretty fucking low. John can soak up the experience for himself. Sorry if I suddenly sound really odd. I've been mimicking British accents like an asshole for the past couple days. Why? Because I finally got to watch the first Kingsman movie to make the second one make sense. And then my parents made me watch the Austin Powers movie because I've never seen it before. And I wanted to bleach my eyeballs. John could soak up the experience for himself and train as much as he wanted. Things continued like this for a while, and pretty soon, John was able to hold 2 abilities at once. And then 3. The more powerful he grew, the more he boasted, and the more violent he became. Exactly. Which is part of the theory, which kind of stems the theory that John's ability, because absolute power corrupts absolutely, the more he copies an ability, or the more he uses his ability in combat, the more unstable he becomes, until, you know, he takes a break, he just calms the fuck down. I'm sorry, there's a hair on the lens and it's pissing me off. There we go. It was painful to watch. I didn't want to see him like that anymore. Come on, you're really gonna bail on me like this? John, I've told you many times already, I don't like it when you go overboard with those guys. Seriously? I think you're totally overreacting, but whatever. I guess I'll try to go easy on them. Emphasis on try. Even though they don't deserve it. Really? You promise this time? Ugh, don't get all sappy. You coming or not? Yeah. It had been a long time since I'd seen John win a fight without bloodying his opponent. I wanted to be able to root for him without feeling guilty. I wanted to be able to celebrate with him again. Hey, John. Want to grab a drink before we go? Fine. I don't know what I expected. Of course. I wanted to believe him. But he just wouldn't stop. He didn't listen to a word I said. Adrian? John, stop. Adrian? Did you just push me? Who the hell do you think you are? John, please. This needs to stop. You're taking it too far, and they haven't done anything to you. Let's just call it for today and head back. You've already won. Shut up. What the hell do you know? Don't you dare tell me what to do. This is Turf Wars. If you don't beat the shit out of them, then they'll do it to me. Is that what you want? Guys, stop it! That's how shit works. But of course you wouldn't know, because you get the luxury of hiding behind me all the time. John, you hid behind him as a child. Do you not remember? Like Claire said, he was your childhood friend who would defend you till the day he fucking died. Good grief. Hey, cut it out! That's enough. We're on the same side. Let go. Don't stand in my way. What the hell is wrong with you two? I'm out here boosting New Boston's status while trying to master my ability, and you're both yelling at me and rooting for the opposite school? Wow.
Way to have my back. That's not the point, John. Those students stopped fighting back ages ago. Why can't you be civil and stop hitting everyone while they're down? Because everyone hit me when I was down. Exactly my point. John only is brutal because that's literally all he's ever seen any other high tier do, is brutally beat the shit out of him and anybody else. So you really can't knock him for that, because that's all the high tiers around him ever did when he was growing up, like I keep telling people. But everybody's like, no, Arlo's never been that cruel. Arlo formed a bubble in a girl's throat in the first turf war fight we ever saw. He put a barrier in her throat to stop her from breathing. And you tell me Arlo's better than John? You're crazy. You're stupid. Ay. But you don't have to be like them. Quiet. I'll do whatever the hell I want. That's when I knew nothing we said would get through to him. He was too absorbed with his own strength. Following that incident, I started avoiding him.
Hey, pretty mama, let me whisper in your ear. I like redheads.
Well, technically redhead, technically blonde.
Needless to say, it wasn't long before I was replaced. But I tried my best to not let it bother me. As time went on, the school situation only got worse. Students were terrified of John. And then there's the guy who somebody thought was me, again. People refused to talk or even be around him. Yeah, if anyone so much as looked at him, strangely, he'd make sure to punish them for it. Enough, John. He was so problematic. Even the staff had trouble dealing with him. Regardless, our prisonal... What the fuck am I reading? Regardless, our principal refused to penalize him. Because as the strongest student in the region, John brought New Boston High School a lot of recognition. And now everybody's suddenly going to compare it to Persona 5. Because everybody likes to compare UnOrdinary to My Hero Aka. Which I still get pissed at. And I still want to make a video about. Because it pisses me off every single time I have to address comments that are so toxic in my comments about it.
John and Deku are the same person. I can't believe URU-CHAN wrote a copycat.
Really? I don't think John cried like a pussy in season 1.
Nobody could touch him. No student, no staff, not even the school's administration. John was unstoppable. Even though I had stopped hanging out with him, John's reputation still stuck with me. Look, it's her, John's lapdog. Well, not anymore. She's been by herself lately. Wouldn't be surprised if she was disposed of. Guess her little visions aren't doing him any more good. Wow, John is so ruthless. Really doesn't care.
Actually, you know what? That girl looks more like my sister. Now that I realize. Hey, my sister made it into the comic. Bravo, sis.
Wow, John is so ruthless. He really doesn't care about anyone who isn't useful to him, huh? Psh. Well, I don't feel bad for her. I mean, isn't she the one who made him like this to begin with? It's her fault the school's such a mess. They weren't even wrong. New Boston was in shambles because of me and my stupid visions. I created a monster. It lives inside my brain. Nowhere to go. I'm on my own. I wanted to stop John so badly, but I didn't know what to do. Until I had my final vision about him. That hurts. That hurts. Maybe I had a chance of getting through to him after all. The next day, as soon as school ended, I went to look for Zirian. Hey Claire, it's been a while. And then there's a John copycat. See, here's the thing. I don't know like how much it is that the author tries to use like similar looking hairstyles for background characters, as more as, because the way I think of it, you try to be as popular as you can in any situation. As soon as somebody shows you one very popular, very cool looking hairstyle, everybody's gonna copy it. It's like my sister when she dyed her bangs blonde. Then she noticed Sinfully Riddling suddenly had the same style, or suddenly developed the same kind of hairstyle, and my sister went, "What the fuck? First everybody at my school know this? Now I need to fuck, bitch, fuck." So that's what I'm saying, like, if anything, everybody's just suddenly copying John because he's popular. That being said, if I see John's gel hairstyle in the background, I'm just gonna nope the shit out of that. Zirian! Huh? What do you want? I want to help you take John down. What? Is this some kind of prank? Sheesh, get a life. No, I'm serious. I know you and everyone else have had enough of him. I don't want him to continue like this either. Who are you trying to fool? You're the one who helped John get to where he is. In fact, give me one reason why I shouldn't rip you apart right now. I knew he wouldn't believe me, but I had to convince him. I had to lie. Last night I had a vision. The two of us teamed up and dethroned John. So, you're gonna turn on him? I was the one who caused all of this. So it was my responsibility to put an end to it. That's right. Because I want control more than anything else. I haven't told anyone this, but I knew exactly how strong John would become long before the two of us met. So I took advantage of him while he was weak and alone.
So that's... Oh no! It's a teacher. Oh no! That makes so much sense! That makes so much sense! Because Adrian, really weird spelling of the name, because in a previous flashback that we saw, John was being told by him that Claire was... I keep trying to say Cecile instead of Claire. I don't get it. Why am I doing that? We haven't seen Cecile in how many chapters now? But because John was told by Adrian that Claire was basically saying like she admitted to like to using you. She wanted to, and now she wants to take you down because you're a threat to everyone, basically. And it destroyed John's trust, and basically why John thinks, even to this day, that Claire was always using him, and why he developed major fucking trust issues.
Just I thought if I helped him early, he'd stay loyal to me no matter what, but I was wrong. He went and got a mind of his own. Yeah. And like a real bro, Adrian told John, and he didn't believe it. So that's the kind of person you are? And all this time, I thought you and John were actually friends. Turns out you were just using him. The moment you find a better option, you just stab him in the back. You're disgusting. No wonder you two made such a good team. You're both power-hungry snakes. Syrian, please work with me. Together we'll defeat him and take control of New Boston again. I kind of... Now I actually just want to say New Boston, like, New Boston! You are the worst kind of person, I swear. If it weren't for the fact that John was running this school into the ground, I'd never associate with someone like you. I'll need time to think about this. Guess we'll be in touch. Ouch. Just fucking ouch. Well, definitely quite the interesting chapter, no? Kind of want to actually go back to the first panel. Okay. So, John wasn't... Okay. At first, I thought John was older in the second panel of this chapter, which made me think, what the hell? Because first of all, it would mean that Claire had a vision of John way, way in the future, and at first I thought, so did she have a vision of John way in the future and decided to try and stop him from basically getting himself killed? Because that's the whole thing with UnOrdinary. There's the big theory that John is gonna die at the end, sacrificing himself for the greater good. Just like the hero of the book he was describing. If anything, it probably is true, because thematic purposes... I don't know. But yeah, John... That is just John in New Boston form. So next chapter, we're definitely going to see the betrayal in full gear, which is gonna suck. But, at least... But I want to just give my thoughts about the arc altogether. Hang on, I'm gonna sit down for this one because it's long-winded. Like I was saying, I wanted to give my thoughts on the overall arc so far because I'm pretty sure we're nearing the end. If anything, like I said, next chapter would be the New Boston Massacre. And just like with that, we're going to see basically what we've seen already, just more congruent, more together in terms of what everybody's saying. So oof. Honestly, I still feel bad for John, but I still do not wish to justify his actions simply because he's still, him. John did his best because he thought that this was the best way at first to protect his friends, was become stronger. But in that process, he became just as bad as everyone else, becoming power hungry and becoming the one thing that he hated most. Once he realized that, bring it back to current point, he realized his mistake and he wanted to fix it. He wanted to start fresh. Well, obviously he had to start fresh anyway because fucking the school expelled him. But John had to start over by doing the one thing, by returning himself to the person he wanted to be. And that meant basically never using his power again. He was completely content with that because he knew that his power was corrupting him. And that he thought he wasn't worthy of it. Until Arlo decided to be a fucking jealous piece of shit. And just fucking decided to be a... No, I can't say that. I'll have to censor that. Cut that out, future me! But the point is, I find it sad that John is where he is mentally, because I've seen people go down that road. I've seen people go in to this state of mind where no one can help them. They are on their own and they have to fix their problems by themselves. A lot of the times it worked out, a lot of times it didn't. And I regret not trying harder to help those people. But at the same time, how can you? How can you help someone who doesn't want help and will refuse it at any turn? How can you help someone when they think that they're doomed? That's kind of what John at first was, and then when he became the Doom Bringer, he couldn't get out of it. And granted, I bet he fucking wanted to. He wanted to stop brutally beating the shit out of people. He wanted to stop. But like I was saying earlier, absolute power corrupts absolutely. The more John used his power, the more unstable he became. The more he lost control of his own mind at that point. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised if later down the line we see a chapter where John is literally fighting, having this whole mental fight, Naruto style, where he is fighting his previous image. Fighting the image of Joker that also, he takes off the mask and surprise, it's tiny John. That kind of weird spiel, that kind of bizarre, obvious symbolism. And John, has to accept who he was and actually want to make a difference. Yeah. I've been going for 30 minutes. How long have I been ranting? Holy shit. Yeah. I don't really think I have anything else to say, though. Other than that. Like I said in previous chapters, though, everybody needs some fucking therapy. Either everybody just needs to take individual therapy sessions, or they all just need a giant-ass group therapy session, okay? Main cast just sitting in a fucking room, actually communicating once in this fucking story. Which I guess was also the main reason why Claire lost.
and why John hates her is because the lack of communication between Claire and Adrian. Still, man, that... Fuck. Yeah, that's depressing. But on a more up note, I want to try and do more with this channel because, let's face it, I'm kind of tired of trying to use my phone as a source of entertainment. And I'm tired of constantly being the person who's talking. I would like to actually like play a game for once on the channel and have it be, you know, half decent. So when the internet resets in a few days, I want to record something. I just don't know what yet. So if anything, I'll probably either record Shantae, Minecraft, or something else because I'm bored. So other than that, live long and prosper, always volunteers tribute, and peace out. I hope you have a really good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Ah, my fucking hand.